Hey friend, welcome to the Mad Painter Show. Friend, change won't really come. Before I even get into I'm telling you how change is coming, I want to say please forgive me for cussing. Not cursing. I'm not giving a curse or putting curses on anyone. But I'm just gonna say a cuss word here, there. Can we get real on that? Just in case did nobody want to hear the fertilization word, in which I will probably continuously say a few times, but I'm apologizing for it ahead of time. But friend, when you ready for stuff to change and you ready, to become better and you want to do more. It really is about you being more. Do you know where that starts? With you getting tired of your own shit. And when you get tired of your own shit, I'm exaggerating that because I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. I want you to smell it. Because, friend, when you get tired of your own shit, you either gonna be sitting there and complaining about it. But then when you get tired of complaining of it, that's when you are ready to grow. So what are you doing with your shit? Are you sitting in it or are you using it to help you grow? Now, when we're looking at this, because we have plenty of animals, stuff or whatever that is for fertilization. And if you're looking at the bioengineering, recycling of the fuel and stuff, they're considering and even using some of that as fuel. So look at how imaginative people are with your shit. What are you doing with your shit? We want to be involved in other people's shit, but it's like, what is going on with our shit that we need to really sit and reflect on? So the purpose of this video is not for me to keep repeating that word over and over again, but at the same time, it's to have you really reflect on what it is that you're sitting in, what it is that you want to change. And this starts with us having a real talk with ourselves. Friend, we got to start being our own friend. And when we are here being our own friend, we got to be real with ourselves. Why are we sugarcoating stuff with ourselves and trying to make stuff sound good or trying to make stuff look good for self? I mean, this is just us. There is no main character in our lives but us, no matter how much we want to put a supporting character in there. So, friend, we have to be real with ourselves and look at the changes that we want to make and seeking out how we go about making these changes. Now, I don't want to talk about me, but the things that I've gone through, I would like for some of my experiences to help you out so that you don't necessarily have to go through everything that I experienced, right? So, man, this is why we're having this talk. Because guess what? I got tired of sitting in my own shit. It got to a point, and I just keep bringing up that word because it sounds so harsh. And I mean, that's just how it is when you sitting in it, because it's the thing where you're like, you smell it. And I mean, when it hit the fan, it's everywhere. It's not just on you. It's on the walls. It's on the chairs. It's nowhere you can go because it's everywhere. And you'll get to a place where you want to keep dumping. I mean, I'm just reflecting on self here. Where you want to keep dumping all of this stuff on other people. But it's like, you got to get to a place where you got to sit in your stuff and look at it and see like, man, whoo, what we gonna do with this, friend? What are we gonna do with this, friend? So, and me having to deal with my own stuff, because one thing, honey, sitting in shit, okay? I know I don't cuss in my videos, but I'm stressing this point, honey, because when you have attitude and when you have anger issues and when you have pride and things are all about you, honey, that stinks. And you'll get to a place where you smell so bad, don't nobody want to be around you. And you're so full of yourself. I didn't want to have to say the word because I figured you'd say it for me. And it's like you're so full of yourself and no one wants to smell that. And you start smelling yourself. And you know how when they was, I know when I was a kid and people be like, you smelling yourself. And it's like, what does that mean? Does that mean I smell like outside? I just cracked that as a joke. I never said that, but yeah. But we get to a point where, we get to smelling ourselves and want to dump all this stuff on other people, and then people will get tired of that, and because it gets heavy, especially if they whole little colon system has got something else going on, so they're learning how to get rid of their own crap. But then I will just go to myself and thinking about and dealing with people, and I wanted to be in this relationship, right? And he was getting on my nerves. I mean, pick a name, any name. He was getting on my nerves. He was getting on my nerves. And I can't say this with all of them though. But it got to a point where I realized I was only dumping out the things that, like how he was treating me, all this other stuff, just so I can tolerate more of it. And it got to a point like, but why are you doing that? So, but that took for me to actually sit alone by myself and have a little friend time, have a little talk time. You see, I'm having my tea. This is not coffee today, it's tea. And and having a tea and spilling the tea, baby, don't nobody got to be there when you spill this tea. You can spill your own tea by yourself. We getting this thing started, because the other part that I've discovered, when we have these friend talks with ourselves, because when you with your friend, you open up and you tell them all the juicy bits, but this is not just in spilling the juicy bits, but in why you want the juicy bits. How are we getting to this juicy bits? How do we keep getting into this place where it's like, I wanted the juicy bits at first, but it's like every time afterwards of this juicy bit getting, I'm always at a place where of regret, of sorrow, of depression, of some. So friend, let's spend some time with ourselves and actually talk to ourselves as a friend. All those expectations that we put on other people. This is what I was saying to myself at that time I was dealing with that guy, because I realized I was just dumping a whole lot on a lot of people. And one time, it just took one time. It was the one time, okay, wait, let me reword that. It wasn't just one time, because it got to a point of realizing, why do I keep talking about this all the time? Then once I saw how I just made it about the person and how they were treating me, and when I was with this person, this is all I talked about. Like I was just being real heavy on another person, and it was like, Lord, forgive me, help me. And part of that helping is like I had to sit there with myself and see what it was that I really wanted to change. And you know what it came? How that sitting with myself came about, baby. Getting tired of my own shit. Cause it was stinking. And it wasn't so much a constantly looking at someone else, because the secret is, when it comes to you dealing with your own shit, yes, I'm stressing that. When it comes to you dealing with your own, yeah, honey, it can be a whole bunch of people that can be placed there and moved, and you'll keep getting the same results. Once that happens so many times, it's a thing, and let's not look at them. Let's look at thyself. And this is another part in us getting to better know ourselves, because then when we know when shit hits the fan, we'll know, because when we get to know ourselves much better and it hits the fan, we'll know that's not our shit. And, you know, and if it is yours, you know, you'll learn how to be accountable. And you know what? I'm sorry, everybody. That is my shit that hit the fan. And it is just flying everywhere. But you know what? We're going to get this cleaned up and we're going to use the rest of it to plant some flowers. Okay? So, along with the flower planting, my friend, this is not a guilt trip thing. This is not a thing for you to sit with yourself and to beat yourself up. No, 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 no. This is for us to sit in our shit and actually observe it. You know, I just recently got a phone call as far as in sending in a bag of my stuff because they want to test it. Boy, my mama, when she told me she was getting that message on getting them bags, there's all these animals in the backyard, and I'm just like, Mama, I can collect a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, I digress. I'm an artist and my imagination be going all over the place. But this is for you to sit and analyze your own stuff. You got other people giving you phone calls wanting to analyze your shit, friends. Analyze your own shit. Don't let nobody tell you what's up in your shit. You need to know what's up in you eating the shit. You need to know what's in the shit. Boy, I swear the people that was listening to my videos before, like, where she come in with all this cussing from? Let me tell you something, little baby. Let me tell you something, baby. Because I ain't signed off to be no pastor. Them credentials back there, that's just for nail tech and counseling. And when it comes to dealing with different dealing with different crowds, baby, this is all collective thing, and we all understand shit, don't we? I'm just being colorful with the word because I wanted to stick to you and for you to understand, because I know I ain't cuss. I had the disclaimer in the beginning. Gosh darn, that's the only cuss word I said. The only cuss. It's just cussing, and it's colorful. It's colorful fertilization. So, friends, this is not a thing where you're to just beat yourself up. No, this is the place where I feel, this is just my perspective, right? And just looking at my own walk. I mean, because I was hearing God, you know, beforehand, but I started hearing God much clearer when I started wanting the truth within myself. So, and having these little, you know, talks with myself, your friend. Take yourself out on a date. Go sit somewhere out in nature and look at the water and, you know, have this talk with yourself. Make a little picnic basket and have sandwiches and so forth and so on. This don't have to be a thing where you sit in a dark room and the light is shining on you and you talking to yourself in the mirror. Now, why'd you do that last night? This ain't a friend. You're being a friend to yourself and actually having these real talks with yourself. As far as in, where are you? Where are you at in your heart and where are you at in your mind? Where are you at in how you're feeling about life right now? Are you feeling like you're stuck? Are you feeling like you're going around in circles? Are you feeling like it's just the same thing every day? Especially if that's what you're feeling like, friend. It's so much, we have so many options out here. There are so many things that you can go about. But just as an example, because I was using me as an example and talking about my stank attitude, it was like, goodness gracious, how can I go about changing my attitude? And that was the first question I asked. And then going about changing my attitude, I sought out different things and how to go about controlling my anger. I mean, I read a lot of different things and it talked about as far as in how you were looking at things and how if something is angering you, it has control over you. And like once you kind of look at these things and learn how to think of things differently, it's like, oh, okay, you know, that and it's the thing is researching it, having an openness to receive an answer for it, and when you receive an answer for it, apply it. But this is what changes your being. And when you habitually do it, it's not just a thing where I'm doing this because, okay, maybe people will like me better. And even with as far as my anger thing is, I mean, cause I ain't gonna even lie to you, you'll still get that fire. That's just tame. Just like I'm in a place now. It's like, wait a minute, we got the fire too high. We don't want to burn that. We gonna cut that down just a little bit. So I mean, you still get that fire. I ain't gonna lie, but it's a thing where it's a lot more controlled. But yet at the same time, it's this is a thing where I didn't just research that stuff back in 1945 and was like, hey, I got it. I've mastered it. I've graduated. They've given me the credentials for it. They've given me the paperwork for it. No, this is a thing where I ain't got poo stank. And, I'm at a place where it's like I got tired of sitting up in that shit, and it was like we're about to use this here, and so I choose now to reflect on it, and let's make this purposeful. Let's actually use this and plant something. Let's plant something there. Like, how do we go about, adding other things so that we can grow some food or something? Because it's like, yeah, we're not just going to sit here and let it marinate and we walking around stinking. I like perfumes and stuff way too much to be walking around smelling like that. Anyway, so, my friend, we have to sit. We have to sit. We can't be in a place where you just constantly want somebody else to deal with your shit. No, my friend. Because even in looking at myself, like, man, that's getting on people's nerves. I know I was getting on a whole bunch of people's nerves. I often wonder about my cousin and be sitting here thinking, like, was that a whole bunch of years I was getting on his nerves? I even tried to make it up, but it's still a thing. And like, that's heavy. That's heavy. And that gets on people's nerves. And it's like, gain wisdom, my friend. Not just sit alone by yourself and talk to yourself. But no, reflect. Reflect on some things. Reflect on things that you'd like to change. And start asking yourself some of these deep questions. Be really real. Be real with yourself. I mean, a lot of it comes to what is it that you're getting tired of? Because the first thing, when we sitting and shit hits the fan, I mean, you may not even see it. You may not even know where it came from. But baby, let me tell you, the evidence of the smell of its presence is there. And the first question you're going to ask is, what is that smell? So, a lot of reflection starts with the question. So, friend, I mean, we want to make it about us anyway. Well, I mean, I wanted to say the S word right there, but I felt like it wouldn't have been proper because then I'd have really been using it as a cuss word instead of using it for the word what I was really purpose intended to use for. Boy, I was talking about shit in the fly, whatever that is. Look at me, all fertilization like. So, friend, you got to sit with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Start asking yourself the hard questions. Because, when you start asking yourself the hard questions, is it a mate or somebody you looking for? Is it somebody you interested in being with? Do you know it starts with you? You have to start and know peace, happiness, and all that good stuff before you even get with somebody else. If you're looking for somebody to complete that, baby, that's weighty. That's super weighty. Even Jesus said his yoke is easy and his burden is light. So, in the midst of us seeking out this wisdom, let's ask God for help. I mean, he the bestest friend. I understand you got to get there, but this is the whole thing in getting to know him. Hell, that's not cuss word. But we barely know ourselves. This is why you got to sit down and start talking to yourself. Be friends with yourself, friend. So we can get up out this shit together. I love you guys. God loves you even more. Find out why. This is the whole purpose of sitting down, reflecting, and not just reflecting and leaning on your own understanding, but actually see what he has to say about you. Because it's filled with so much love and he helps you get through the shits. I love you guys. Find out why he loves you, because he loves you way more than I do. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.